Yo, good morning, traders. I didn't see you there. Happy August 19th. It is Wednesday. I hope you guys are ready for a great trading day. We're going to cover what we usually do, which is the S&P 500, NASDAQ, gold, and anything that could have been moving markets overnight. We'll cover the headlines. We'll see if there's any economic data coming out, but we're going to make some money. So guys, smash that like button if you're ready because market in the morning starts right now. Yo, good morning, everybody. Luke, good morning. How are you, homie? Good morning, good afternoon, I should say. Good evening, good night. Andrea, good morning. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So S&P holds near 7,700 as oil surges and yields ease slightly. So we're sort of getting that mixed data, which tells me right off the bat we're most likely going to be finding some choppy price action. Yo, Caleb, good morning. What's up, homie? Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Wednesday. Man, I'm feeling sick today, man, but we're going to push through. We're going to find some levels. We're going to do our analysis. Noku, good morning. And what's up from Australia? Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Let's hype up. Get that energy going. Get that caffeine in there. Let's cover some charts. We could start with gold. Let's actually start with the economic calendar and the news feed. As you guys see in the top right, overnight and macro context. Let's check it out. So instead of looking at all, which gives us all the headlines, we're going to come over to breaking news. But first, we're actually going to go over to high impact and make sure there is nothing extreme that we should be keeping an eye on. Iran considers strikes on European military sites as UAE cuts trade ties with Tehran. Okay. Trump says Canada-US reach trade accord, document finalizing pending. What's up, Dr. G? Canada's 50% tariffs put on hold for 3 days. Okay. Trump says 50% tariff. Okay. So tariffs. If it ain't one thing, it's another. What's up, Sripal? Good morning. Jeev doesn't really come on these shows too often anymore. Every now and then he does. Hopefully he'll be on tomorrow. We'll see. He's too good for these shows. Putin. State should be involved in restoration of storage facilities. Putin. We know this is going to have zero impact on gold, the S&P, and NASDAQ. China threatens retaliation against EU. Okay, this is a little something. Is it something that's going to make a big of an impact? Not necessarily, but something to just sort of keep an eye on. Be aware that there is a lot of tensions going on, and not just the US and Iran, but now we're seeing China and the EU. Putin everywhere, right? But you guys get what I'm saying. There's a lot of tension growing in the economy, and not just the US economy, the global economy. Inflation still moving higher for the most part, moving lower for the US, but that's in consideration that we were just at 4.2% when before the war began, we were at 2.4%. So to say inflation is going down is all relative, right? Now, if we pull up our economy tab over here, let's see. So we're under U.S. economy, and we see inflation, right? So inflation came down from 4.2 to 3.4, but 3.4 compared to where we were at 2.4 is still elevated, and that 2.4 was right back in February. It wasn't like it was a year or two ago. It was right before the war began. PCE also coming down a smidge. PPI, which is coming down as well, is a bit of a leader when it comes to CPI. So PPI coming down a little bit gives us a bit of comfort in the sense that, okay, hopefully inflation does stay the route. Now, I do want to take a look at oil. We should be aware of what oil is doing when it comes to these markets, because this is going to give us the insight to say, hey, are we ranging? Are we choppy? Are we trending? Are we bullish or are we bearish? So when we take a look at oil softens near $84 as Hormuz navigation progress tempers Gulf supply fears. So that's a good sign right off the bat for oil, because we want to see oil come lower. The bias on oil is bearish, reversal risk. Just want to hide something. Perfect. So boom, we'll throw it a little thumbs up. I like it. U.S. crude inventories jump after exports drop sharply. Iran and Oman discuss deal easing Strait of Hormuz access. Iran-Oman-Hormuz shipping route deal signals slow path towards reopening. Slow path, though, unfortunately. Let's see. Canada PM Prime Minister Carney says United States has agreed to postpone the implication of a 50% tariff on a range of Canadian goods under Section 338 of the U.S. Tariff Act of 1930 until the end of August 21st. We got about 3 days there. The Kev indicator, you got it. Oh, guys, that reminds me. I have a little announcement. I created a gift for you guys. We'll go over that in a moment. But remind me about the Kev indicator very soon. I released an indicator. You guys know I trade supply and demand, so I created one, and I did make it public just a few minutes ago. So I'll send you guys the link to that as well if you would like. Let's see. Okay, so what could flip oil? Iran considers strikes on European military sites, right? We just saw that. We just saw that headline. So that could flip oil bullish. Now I want to look at my chart of oil and see. This is the indicator, by the way. Just marks out like supply demand areas. CL. Let's see. Let's see. L. But we got a 4-hour. Look at this one. 30-minute demand held very well on oil. This is a broken resistance point. But taking a look at the daily here on oil, and it has been trying its best to move higher. I have a resistance point right up in here in the supply zone. So in my opinion, right, when we talk about markets, we break things down. I like to call it my line in the sand. My line in the sand on oil right now is going to be 86.11. If we get above 86.11, I do think buyers are able to take control. We move higher on oil. And what that's going to lead to is that's going to lead to higher inflation. So I'm actually going to write this down. We're going to write that text down as well. And we're going to say line in sand, high, let's see. We'll just call it line in sand. We'll know what we're referring to. Perfect. And I'm also going to add an alert because if we're looking at NASDAQ or the S&P or gold and we don't actually have the oil chart on our screen, I want to be aware of it regardless. So that's oil. Again, any supply, demand, any key areas we're really looking for. I'm not seeing anything extremely important right now. We have support down at 82.21. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, 82.21. We're gonna power through, man. Told you guys, I'm bugging today. Oh, let me share that indicator with you guys right now, so you guys have the link. I don't know if I still have that in my paste. I do. How great is that? Wonderful. You guys go check that out. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So, we're looking for oil to pull back towards that 82 area. I'm a big fan of previous day high, previous day low. Gives me a bit of an understanding. What chart are you looking at? Labels blocking content. So this is, I see what you're saying, the label up there. I do have in the background CL, so it'll look right over here. But this is crude oil. I'm going to, I'm glad you pointed that out. I'm going to get rid of that for now then. We'll dump that. Awesome. Cool. So let's update our previous day high. Previous day high was taken out already. And something I note right away on oil is that it's been breaking those previous day highs and closing green. Breaking previous day high, close green. Break previous day high, close green. When we don't break previous day high on these 2 days, we end up pushing lower. This day didn't break previous day high, but it still closed green. This one broke previous day high, closed green. We were starting to see a reaction here. So again, a bit of a situation where I'm telling myself and I'm looking at the charts going, okay, we're in this much higher time frame resistance point up here. However, and we just took out previous day high, so I can gauge it and say, okay, great. If we do head towards and break below previous day low and remain below previous day low, that's going to give me a lot of confidence for longs on gold and the S&P and NASDAQ. So I'm going to add an alert down here too. And in fact, in that alert, what I'm going to do is you could add text in some of these alerts where it says message, previous day low, and then we're going to write bullish ESGC, right? That way, again, we get the alert. we're not like, what was that alert for? We're made aware of it. Anna, good morning. Hello. Piyush, good morning. What is up, guys? Jennifer, good morning. Hope you guys are all doing well, man. Smash that like button. Guys, if we hit 100 likes, we'll do a free month giveaway of MRKT. So run the like button up. Show some love there. Absolutely. Figured something. We'll get it going. All right, let's take a look at gold now. Not a lot of gold traders in here. Let's put ES back in this top left. Gold, wonderful. I'm going to put my Kev indicator in here. You guys could find the indicator. You just look up Kev indicator. I wonder if it comes up. There it is. Kev indicator by Kevin Market. You got it. Add that to your chart. It gives you some supply and demand zones. Let's see. Bro, that's so weird, man. Look at this bot message. Bot message on X, bro. All right, so what do we have? Look at this. We have resistance up here on gold. Yo, marked out that 4-hour supply perfectly. Perfectly. That's amazing. That's what I'm looking for. Look at this. Something else to point out. We have our 4-hour resistance point up here. And that's also our previous day's point of control. At least it looked like it was. 4-hour. Oh, no, that was not previous day. It was a few days ago. This was on right over here. August Tuesday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Right over here. 44.51. Oh, it's not loaded in yet. There it is. Previous day's point of control, resistance point. Because gold has been ranging, I would consider short-term short position on gold off of this level back towards an area of interest, but I would want to be very careful. I don't want to jump the gun on anything. We know that we are overall bullish when it comes to assets like gold and ES and NQ at the moment. Just turn this off so we don't see it on the daily time frame. Perfect. Morning, Kev. I've seen the lab mention macro a few times. Do you incorporate any parts of his liquidity-based trading? Marco. Yeah, a little bit. So in a sense of liquidity, right? Liquidity is all, I don't want to say perspective. Liquidity is more so like where volume is entering the market, right? Where volume's entering, exiting. Now, what Marco refers to as liquidity, he's usually looking for something called liquidity sweeps. What a liquidity sweep is just that. It's a sweep of a high or a low. So let's say, for example, you see this pivot high over here. I'm going to turn off all the drawings for a moment. Dude, that's crazy. I don't even need my drawings. Let's see. We'll also can't hide indicators. But let's say, suppose we can. We just do and do. Perfect. So if we're looking at this pivot high right here, this would be a liquidity sweep level, right? Because this is where there's going to be a lot of stop orders. People that sold all the way over here, all the way down here, down here, down here, down here. If they have a wide stop loss, they're going to be keeping their stop loss right up here at 44.63. 44.63. Awesome. Sweet. Sorry, what's your support resistance point? So gold, I'm looking at this 44.50. 44.50. We're coming up to it with some strength right now. So it's not going to be like one of those zones where we tap it and I enter instantly. It's one of those zones where we look for the reaction. When we trade supply and demand, we are not forcing trades. We are watching for a reaction off those predetermined zones. Now, something I will mention is look at how strong the dollar is to the downside. Yo, you went long? Let's go, bro. Good job. Good work. Good work. Let's go. Yo, Lisa, good morning. Good morning. Alex, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Wednesday. We're going to come up with some trade setups. Boom, look at that. Okay, so gold pumped right into this. Now, because we do have an overall bullish bias on gold, instead of trying to force a long or short position, what I'd be a bit more interested in is seeing how we react to this zone. And also, I might be a bit interested in seeing if we break above this zone, so break above this area, and retest and hold, right? Because if we have all this momentum, why would we want to try to short it going up? I'm getting so many alerts right now. You guys must be adding that indicator like crazy. One love. Appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Look at this, getting a push into it. Again, we're not just jumping in a random short. Look at this momentum. We are flying on gold. Let's pull up our market terminal and see if there's anything going on that's really helping us rip right now. Oh, you know what'd be a cool update? You guys let me know, give me your input. Some type of what's it called? What's moving it now? Like a what's moving it now. That would be pretty cool. Boom, I'm done. Ka-ching. Yo, Ando. W's in the chat for Ando. Let's go, baby. Yes, sir, bro. Rid that gold pump with strength. Look at that. Boom, right up there to that liquidity point. Let's see how we want to react from there, if we want to react from there, and how we can trade this, right? So again, I'm looking for continuation. Let's put our session volume profile up there too. Should be, yep, look at this low volume area, right? So whenever we have these areas of low volume, this is considered an imbalance. So something I like to look for is when price is breaking higher, is I want to see price start to consolidate somewhere up here or somewhere over here, because when we consolidate, what it's doing is the volume will pick up in this area. So when volume picks up in this area over here, what it does is it leaves this low volume shelf. So when we have high volume, low volume, high volume, where's our imbalance? Our imbalance is right over here. So we take advantage of that imbalance. We look for markets to come back and react to it. All those orders that were not able to get filled now move higher from there. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at this pump, man. Gold is non-stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Straight up. Look at the volume pumping on gold. Heading towards that next zone around 44.73. Check this out, by the way. Indicator, we broke that zone. Turns that red zone gray. It's a broken area right now. There are some tools to it. If you go to inputs, you're able to choose hide broken zone after how many hours. You can keep it on for 24 hours. You keep it on for 1 hour. You keep it on for 0 hours. Different time frames that it's looking for these supply and demand zones. Continuation candles after the impulse move breaks down how I find the zones, yada, yada, yada. Gold absolutely on a tear. We will be looking for those longs on gold on a pullback. What's up, Yusuf? Good morning, brother. How are you? I also want to see, let's pull up XAU USD on our right-hand side over here. Look at this, man. XAU USD absolutely tearing up, hitting a key level. Let's update some of our levels right here. Previous day high, low, and open price. We're close. We're going to break previous day high. We swept previous day low. We're going to break previous day high. This was a massive move on gold here this morning. And guys, you know, it's funny. It looks like a massive move here on like the 5-minute, right? But guess what? On the daily time frame, still within that range. How cool is that? So headlines. So we could take a look. I don't think there were any real massive headlines that really moved gold like this. What we can do, check it out. Let's pull up XAU over here. XAU USD, XAU. Where's my XAU USD? There she is. So look, we could click this candle and we could see what's pumping gold right now. Yeah, Sands, we could see what's up with the pump. So Treasury expanded buyback liquidity support, lifting gold on easier financial conditions. Move began near the headline and aligned with broader bonds rallying and yields easing. Dollar weakness and dollar yen hitting session lows, supporting precious metals. No U.S. economic data. Geopolitical risks remains elevated, reinforcing safe haven demand. So now we know what's pushing gold, and boom, look at that continuation. Holy cow. That is something, man. Again, look at the volume starting to now pick up here. So I want that volume to pick up over here. So this zone that we had marked out becomes our imbalanced range. We come back, we retest, and we can take it from there. But right now we are hitting another point of resistance. And we know as traders, the last thing we want to do is buy high. We want to buy the pullbacks. We do not want to buy high. Elsa's still in it. Love to see it. There's FOMC or something at 2 p.m. So great question. There is no FOMC. What it is today is called FOMC minutes. FOMC minutes is basically the transcript of the last FOMC meeting. So it's not going to give us anything new or major. Sometimes they will make brief changes to it. very rarely does that actually have an impact. So no, we do not have FOMC today. We have FOMC minutes. So great question. I appreciate you asking that. W's to you. Good analysis and good recognizing. Okay, I see something on my chart. Let me see. Is that anything? Maybe Kevin missed it. Always appreciate it. Bro, Elsa is just printing. Where's your take profit? She's like, I don't have a take profit. I'm going to the stars. I would be careful up here. We see here on GC, at least, we rejected this point a couple of times. Once over here, over here, over here, and over here. So, pullbacks are necessary in markets. That's the same spot we have. Okay, so we're not at that spot just yet on XAU. So just a heads up there. Well, we are in it right here in this zone. But be patient. I'm waiting for a pullback. I'd love to see a pullback on gold for some longs. Keeping an eye on that volume profile, this imbalance to the downside. And we'll just wait and see. Rejection off this resistance point could add an alert here on gold as well. And let's take a look into the ES and NASDAQ. What do you guys think? Look at this. ES and NQ also gave us a strong pump right off of that. So what did we have? We had at 8:30. It happened right at 8:30. 8:30 or 8:35? Let's see. 8:30, man. We did not have any economic data today, and yet we got a pump just like we did. Right? Look at this. This is today's schedule. There is nothing today. We could even check medium, see if we're missing anything. We are not missing anything, guys. Deidre, good morning. Yeah, cheers, brother. Absolutely. My pleasure. Always happy to help, guys. Any questions, feel free, shoot me a message and let me know. Awesome. Let's see. So what's our title today? The only AI traders need. Oh yeah, market in the morning. So let's ask market, what's pumping the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and gold this morning in the pre-market futures? And do parentheses futures just so it knows that I do want the futures asset, not anything else. Only yields easing. Yeah, that'll do it. I looked everywhere, no clue why. Yeah, it's a bit of a combination of easing. I suppose the easing yields. We also had the macro context shifting a bit more uncertain, where there's some, I don't want to say Fed issues, but global issues, global conflicts. S&P 500 bullish ranging, NASDAQ futures bullish ranging, gold bullish reversal risk, but not too much. The common driver is easing treasury yields after weeks of multi-decade highs offsetting lingering Hormuz oil inflation risk. Look at this Look at this pump, guys. This is massive. I was looking for NASDAQ yesterday to return towards 29,900, even 30,000 even, and it looks like we're trying to do just that. So let markets play out. It's 8:45 right now. We are not going to be the trader that looks at this and goes, oh, wow, we can't go any higher. I have to short it. But we're also not going to be the trader that says, oh, we're pumping high. I have to buy this up here. We don't want to buy high right now. We want to wait for our setup. And the setup is, and look at how it's building, the volume up here. So when we do pull back, because we will have a pullback, pump, catch some buyers, trap some buyers, pull back, stop them out, and then in our area that was resistance. So look at how yesterday this was a point that price moved lower from. We want to see that same area work as a price where price will move higher from. So this is the exact area that I'm waiting for gold on GC, gold on XAU USD for some possible longs. Should have stayed in. You know what, bro? You secured the bag. You secured your profit. Hopefully you followed your rules and you got out at your take profit level, not at just like a random zone. But also, just like Mel says, right? What happens after you exit your trade is none of your business. I absolutely love that. I'm sure she had to have heard that from somewhere, man. That is golden. Yes, and NQ, man, just straight up ripping. Now, I'd be looking for a similar setup where it's like, okay, take a look. Wow, even MNQ, NQ, everything, man. Off the charts. What the heck, bro? That's crazy. You know what? Yo, I wonder if Trump posted something to his $100,000 a month signals group, and that's what's doing it. How funny would that be? That's insanity, in my opinion. If he wrote like, "Everybody buy at 8:30, yields are moving lower. I'm gonna announce a trade deal with Canada, and I'm going to announce a peace deal later. Go buy," and then that just pumped us. All right, let's see. Let's see. Beautiful move. Beautiful move. Oh yeah, so I was saying it's something similar. So I'd be looking for the same area over here on ES that was resistance yesterday. Look at how our New York session rejected it, right? So rejected this area. Now I'd want to see it come back and use as support. Check our session volume profile. Should be a low volume. Now, so the low volume shelf is actually above that zone. We do have another one underneath at this zone, which this was also an area where price consolidated and failed to move higher. So again, if sellers were defending this position, this was an area of interest. We want to see when we break it, does it become another area of interest now to the upside? What we could also do, guys, if you use a Fibonacci tool, is you could do it from the low to the high of the trend. So low to the high. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you your optimal trade entry. That's OTE. So your optimal trade entry, when you do from low to high on a bull trend, your 100 should be down here, your 0 should be at the high, and then your 61 and 78% right within this range right here, that's your optimal trade entry. So take a look at this. We have those key levels, the 61%, lining up right with that low volume area. And something else to mention, we also want to try to be buying below the 50. That's where a discount is considered in the market. So I am looking for price to pull back. 77.25 would be a very nice pullback on the ES. If we continue higher, we adjust our fib. We might not even use our Fibonacci tool if we do just continue higher with some massive strength like we've been seeing. Now, I'm not taking any trades up here. If you guys want to take trades, you see a trade set up, go for it. I'm not going to tell you to take no trades, but I'm myself going to tell you what I'm looking for. And what I'm looking for is going to be a pullback on gold for some longs. That is what I'm looking for today. Did we take out previous day high? Not yet. Previous day high would be my price target today. That's right up over here. Previous day high. Cool. Awesome, guys. Yeah, the 4 people that bought that have now moved the market. Yeah, you know what I heard? I heard it was like up to 10 or something. I'm sure it's even more than that at this point, but that's just crazy, man. That's just insane. Look at this ES and NQ continuing the rip. We're going to stay patient. We're going to delete that Fibonacci tool for now. Again, if you see a trade, go for it. I don't like buying highs like this, especially when there's no economic data backing it and it's pre-market. If this was New York session and we were just ripping, yeah, I'd be looking for some scalps to the upside with confidence. Right now, this is just wild, wild price action. I want to point out something too. This chart down over here that I keep in my bottom right, this is considered my weighted index chart. So this is a handful of equities. Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all rolled up into one chart. When we have this, it's almost like the NASDAQ with a filter. So these are some of the top movers of NQ. This is going to give me some insight and clarity to the trend. So I want to see our weighted index start to surpass its previous day high right up over here. So we're going to make this a little thicker, mark that out, and see what's going on. What's up, Franco? I assume you don't trade prop firms. What's your P&L like for 1 week? Can you show? I like your analysis and bias. Just want to see how you are performing. Yeah, I get it. Not a big fan, of showing pockets. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're my Uncle Sam or what, but I'll throw up like some payouts or something up soon. I'll jump on like a Tradeify. I always tell people, if you're not confident yet in trading, start on a prop firm. Give yourself an opportunity to trade without being emotionally attached to your account, but also don't trade those prop firms like you're able to, if I blow it, I'll move on to the next one. If I blow it, I'll just buy another one. Because then you're not trading, you're just sort of gambling. You're just throwing money at the wall waiting till something sticks. So, weighted index still pumping in the pre-market, ES and NQ continuing. upside target on NASDAQ is on ES is 77.65. NASDAQ has a ways to go till 29,900. Yeah, exactly. Trump got 10 subscribers, but those 10 subscribers have hundreds of people under them. Yup. Yo, MRKT should have spent $100,000 a month for it. How crazy would that be if we just kept giving you guys the info? Yo, check this out, guys. Massive volume imbalance right here on NASDAQ, right at this resistance point that broke. This is my A+ zone right now. This is the area that I'm watching today on NQ, 29,655. Would love to see a pullback off New York session open towards that 29,655. Right off the bat, 3.5 to 1 risk to reward. See how we want to react. Could even tighten up that stop loss because I'm using the low volume shelf as an imbalance. So stop loss is going to go where the volume starts to pick up again. So we'll keep an eye on that. Be a little patient there. New York session still doesn't open for another 37 minutes. Gold giving us a whole lot of chop right now. Continuing to sort of fail here, but we can't look at this. Some results for like a month. Yeah, we'll see. Hit me up. We'll see. We were coming into some resistance up here, but we're not going to short it because we know that we've just had momentum. When we have momentum like this, Francois. I like it, bro. Cool name. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Always happy to help you guys sort of take it to that next level, figure things out. If you guys got any questions, please let me know. You want me to cover any assets, let me know. Anything, guys. Look at this gold, another high right here. Guys, I'd put a poll together that says, are you bullish or bearish today? But I think I know the answer to that. What I do want to know is I want to know what asset you guys trade. Let me stop poll. So guys, comment 1 if you trade the S&P and NASDAQ. Comment 2 if you trade gold. And comment 3 if you trade all 3 of them. So let me know what you guys trade. 1 for S&P and NASDAQ, US equities. 2 for gold. 3 for all 3. Is the volume profile you have on the left on gold? So this is session volume profile on gold. If you come up to indicators and look up SVP, this first one right here, you add it to your chart. Gives you the option to choose which session you want it on. I like to keep it on all as we're looking at the futures assets. Volume, I like to keep it on for total, not up or down. Value area volume 70. That's 70% of the volume was traded within our value area high and low. That's way down here on gold. But look at the volume picking up here. This is exactly what I was talking about. Just, what was that, like 10, 15 minutes ago? Rows, number of rows, row size over here. If you make it a lower number, it's going to give you less bars. If you make it a higher number, it's going to give you more bars and a bit of a smoother volume profile. Style, here's my style. I like to keep it as dashed. The reason I like to keep these lines as dashed is because I don't want to get confused between the levels I marked out and then the levels that are marked out from the indicator. So that's that. This is volume profile. Very nice move there. Profitable gold trader. Nice. Good job. Good for you. NQ and ES have been a different beast and interesting to learn. Cool. Listen, you know what? Something I always tell people, and look at this gold continuing. I'm still not buying the highs. Something I always tell people is if you're consistent, if you're profitable with something, whether it's you're using the strategy, you're trading a specific asset, do not try to make a change. You might want to be a bit patient. You might want to adjust to different market conditions, but you do not want to make a drastic change where you're consistent right now, but you see me use volume profile and you're just like, oh wow, Kevin's doing that, I have to do that now. No, if you're doing something that works for you, moving averages, even if you're using something like RSI, this is insane right here, what we're seeing today on gold, guys. Absolutely mind-blowing. But when you have your edge, that's your edge. If you're profitable, or even if you're sort of at that break-even phase, but you're trading with the same strategy and same system, your core is your edge. Supply and demand is my edge. Fundamentals is part of my edge. My execution comes from order flow. My execution comes from volume analysis, volume profile, things like that. My analysis comes from higher time frame, supply and demand, market AI for the fundamentals. That's what loops everything together to tell me, hey, you're on the right side of the trend. Nobody has Trump API, bro. If you get those Trump APIs, send them my way, and I'll throw it in a Gemini, or what's it called? I'll throw it in Claude and I'll make an app. Kev was of the pumps. Yo, Kev, I logged in right now. Can you explain the sudden bullish? Guys, what's going on? We got a few late bloomers in here into the stream. First off, run the like button up. If we do hit 100 likes, we'll do a free 1 month giveaway of MRKT. So show some love for that. Now, what gave us this pump on gold, on ES, on NQ? Well, gee, I don't know. Let me click this candle here on market, and it's going to tell us. So while that loads, I'm taking my shot of caffeine. Because I'm sick as a dog today, man. U.S. Treasury boosts long-dated liquidity support, buyback operations, and sizes. So it's really that U.S. Treasuries, the yields. Elsa, did you take profit? Are you winning, son? You guys ever see that meme? Are you winning, son? And then the kid's at the computer, and it's like a negative 99% P&L. Not yet, bro. Elsa's gonna like buy everybody a coffee after this trade. That's crazy. I would be careful. Look, this is a recent liquidity level. Earlier, somebody was asking about liquidity sweeps. Marco, who's a fantastic trader, likes to join us here for Market in the Morning sometimes. I'm going to reach out to him and see if he wants to join again sometime, maybe this week. But liquidity concepts would be like this pivot high right here. This pivot high, this is our previous day high. Look at how we're reacting to that. So could be a spot to take profit. 55 seconds left in the 5 minute to close. If we stay above this level, you can look to hold that, right? If we start to push back lower, I would possibly consider taking profit. I'm still waiting for a pullback on gold. This move has been enormous. I believe ES and NQ started to pull back. Barely. ES pulled back a bit stronger than NQ. Volume analysis wise, we do have our low volume shelf right here. Look at this imbalance. A very clear imbalance of volume right here, where there's almost no consistent volume on the tape. Take a look at this. It's flat. Volume flatlined right here. That's an imbalance. Markets hate imbalances. It's not there for craps and giggles. It's there because markets moved so quick, volume cannot initiate up there. So when that's the case, we like to look for a possible reaction to that zone. So that is 77.44 towards 77.38. There we go. So that would be a possible trade setup, even 39-ish. Possible. Again, me personally, I'm not a fan of trading pre-market, especially on ES and NQ. Let's see. MRKT. I've been a part of Capital Hungry for like 6 years on and off. How do I fit it in? Who are you as it relates to Market TV? So I'm Kevin. I host Market in the Morning every day, Monday through Friday, 8:20 to 10:30. Rain or shine, sick or healthy, I try to make sure I show up for you guys, give you guys some good analysis, breakdowns of market. I just love streaming overall. Before I was trading with MRKT, they grabbed me from another community. I won't name drop the community, but I was doing sort of similar, going over markets, going over analysis. It wasn't until I started using MRKT myself that I really started breaking down these fundamentals. I've always had an understanding, CPI, NFP, Fed policy, Fed watch, all that fun stuff. But the way MRKT breaks things down is mind-blowing. The way that it explains what's supporting a move and what's going against the move. So something I would definitely recommend you guys do when it comes to integrating MRKT market into your trading is I would 1,000% have it co-align with your own analysis. Say, hey, look at this. Look at this. We're bullish right now. We're breaking a support zone. I'm looking for a pullback to go long, or whatever the case may be. ES pulling into that area. We'll keep an eye. Yay, that's awesome. I appreciate that. It's my pleasure. If you guys want, my personal Instagram I have is trading with Kev. So trading with Kev. You can look up my name. My name I think is right over here. Should be somewhere. Oh, I think I got to get rid of that for now. Yeah, Kevin Dubrisky. If you just look up Kevin Dubrisky, all my socials will pop up. My website will pop up. Everything about me will pop up. My social. No, volume without the volatility. Well, I think it's actually. Oh yeah, well no, we had volume. I was gonna say sort of the other way where we're getting this volatility without the volume because we're pumping away. Now volume did pick up, so we do have both, but it's still pre-market. I'd be very patient. ES pushing into this low volume, this imbalance. 77.40 has a passive buyer right now. That's right sort of near the bottom of that zone. I'm just not a fan of these pre-market trades. I think I'd be a bit more interested in this NASDAQ trade over here off of this imbalance as it's more significant. We see consistent volume, imbalance, and then consistent volume again. So I want to see price hit this range, hit this low, find support, and then range up here and have volume pick up here. So our value area high and low, that's right here and here right now, start to move higher and higher, right? Showing us that the range is expanding. Here comes ES trying to make its way towards its 77.40. Gold with the pullback. Elsa, I'd be careful. I'm not going to tell you to take or exit or whatever, but be a little careful on that. Let's see. ES and Q being patient. Just waiting right now. I have not taken any trades yet. Alright, you're out. Yo, Elsa, 1 to almost 13 risk reward. Somebody get Elsa, I don't even know, man. A prize. That's crazy. The profit is the prize, but what a nuts P&L. Insanity. Good job. Well done. Where's the, throw some round of applause in there. What's up, Heather? Good morning. Do you have any input on the development of market AI? That is my personal question. Yeah, exactly. Of course. Yeah, no, I'm on the market team. So yeah, I went sort of off track on that again. I do apologize. Bit sick today. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm sick, I got brain fog. So that's also going to be one of the reasons I most likely stay out of the market today, because I know psychologically I'm not 100%. And if you're not 100%, you're not going to trade 100%, because when it comes to trading, we are our own boss. We are our own business. So when it comes to trading, if our mind, which is our product, isn't 100%, we're not going to get the results we're looking for. We're not going to be able to trade respecting our rules. Let's see. Yo, she is. Guys, give the stream a like, 100%. Show some love. Yup, exactly what we spoke about earlier, Luke. You got it, guys. Luke, shout out to Luke, another killer trader. He doesn't post his risk rewards or his big trades like that, but great trader, great guy. Started helping him with some sessions too. I do offer one-on-ones if anybody's interested, and I love giving people that are here for market in the morning bit of a discount or try to work with you guys too. Look at this. ES holding that 77.40 for now. Not going to be taking this trade myself. I'm, like I said, more interested in NASDAQ near this 29,657. I'd much rather try to let time play out. It's 9:05 right now. We have 25 minutes before the New York session opens. Brother, it's my pleasure. Absolutely. Beautiful. Guys, I haven't checked the like button, but guys, smash that like button. Show some love. If we get 100 likes, we'll do a free 1-month giveaway of MRKT. So get your friends in here. Drop that like button. We're at 28 right now. We got to run that up, guys. We're lacking. Gold possible retest 4,400. Yeah, let's take a look at gold. Gold, I really wanted to see price return back to our Kev indicator level of this broken 4-hour supply. Comes with that volume imbalance right over here too. Right over here. For a long. So hopefully we do get that pullback on GC. I have an alert here, so I will be alerted if it happens and we're not looking at it. Okay, enough about me. What's up with you? Elsa, nah, this is the Elsa show. We're going to bring you on. You let me know if you ever want to come on and give us a little intro into you, how you trade, and how you use market. I love having guests on here. I know sometimes people don't like guests on here for some reason. They say it's easier with one person running the show, but regardless, it's always an informative show. I try to make sure I structure these so perfectly for you guys that you get the best input and best insights. All right, guys, let's wrap up that poll right now. So what assets do you trade? S&P and NASDAQ, gold, or all three? We have 67% of you saying gold, 17% of you saying all three, and another 17% of you saying the S&P and NASDAQ. If you haven't voted already, 1 for S&P and NASDAQ, that's US equities, 2 for gold, and 3 for all three. And then I'm going to wrap that poll up. We're going to end that. Always fun having polls like that. And it's helpful because it helps me understand and know what you guys, our audience, our viewers are looking at. So I can make sure to sort of make sure that that's what I'm looking at too for you. Let's take a look at gold XAU over here. We broke a previous day's high. Absolutely skyrocketing right now. This is insanity. What a move. What a move. Look at that. Now 70% of you on gold. That is awesome. ES holding that 77.40 very well. It tapped 77.40 and it is holding it. Did not have enough sellers to break that level. It was passive buyers. We held it. I'm not going long here. I'm just not seeing that A plus or proper setup. Really interested in NASDAQ, so that's what I'm going to be waiting for. That is right off of 29,656. Stop loss would be around 630. Take profit would be new high of day. And ideally, what I'd like to see when it comes to US equities is us head towards 29,900 on the NASDAQ. And on ES, I would like to see us come up towards 77.60. So this 77.60 was support for multiple days, and then we broke it and never retested it. So I see that as an area of imbalance that needs to be reclaimed. So just waiting. I'll book. Hey, there you go. There you go, Elsa. Absolutely. Let's get it. I look forward to it. Always looking forward to those one-on-ones. It's a different experience. If you guys like me in these live streams, you would love the one-on-ones. Really helps you focus on like what is it you're trading. Like break down that structure. I always tell you guys, trading isn't just, oh, market tells me bullish, I have to buy. That's going to work only a handful of times, and when it doesn't, you're going to blame market when it should be your own due diligence that you're upset with. But when we really break it down and say, okay, what's your morning routine look like? What is your strategy? What's your foundation? What's your risk management? We really go in depth and get you guys on the right path. Whether you're consistent already, whether you are still trying to figure things out, whatever the case may be, a new trader, a trader that's had those payouts and is just looking for that extra accountability, somebody to be there to sort of push you in that consistent and right direction. Yeah. Yeah, your midnight routine, exactly. Yeah, if you're in Australia and you're trading these New York sessions, what's your midnight routine? Wow, gold continuing on the rip. Obviously, I'm not in it. We did not pull back to the area I was looking for, but it does look like it's getting ready to spike through towards 45.10. And on XAU, it looks like we're heading towards 44.60. Now, we could take a look at market. I love using market to help give me confirmation of trend, give me confirmation of direction, and also give me a bit of an idea of where those next take profit levels are. Look at this, 45.25 on GC, 45.25. Bro, that's perfect. That's exactly with my next area of resistance I have up here. What is that? A daily supply zone up here. That is where we're heading on gold today. We are heading towards 44.25. Does it go there right now? Does it pull back first and then go there? I can't answer that, but I can find those levels that have a high probability or high odds of hitting. Yes, did hold that 77.40 very well. I did not take this trade. Am I upset that I didn't take this trade? No. Am I ever going to be upset that I don't take a trade? No. I will say, if you find yourself in a position where you're hesitant to take a trade, there's a great chance that you're sizing too heavy on it. If you're sizing too heavy on a trade, what that means is, well, obviously you should be sizing down, but you're going to be missing out on your trade setups because you're hesitating when you shouldn't be. Kev Indicator is sticking with you, Kev. Bro, it is. It is. I went to change my name on Instagram to Kevin Dex because I thought Kevin Dex was really funny. It's taken by somebody who hasn't posted since 2012. So I hit up Instagram support. I'm like, yo, you got to help me out here. They're like, no, that account's still active. That account's still active. They haven't posted in 14 years. What do you mean it's still active? Oh, well, they could still be logged in. They could still be liking posts. Are you sure? But, nah, anyways. Initial jobless claims Thursday. Smash the like if you haven't already, guys. 100 likes, and we will do a free 1-month giveaway of MRKT. Let's see. Nothing on economic side. Check our news feed, see if we have anything that came out. Nope, just U.S. Treasury. Current maximum size of $2 billion per operation will be at least $4 billion per operation. Gold banger move. Yeah, gold just went up. Look at this, man. Parabolic. Continuing 45.25 is in store today. Midnight routine is market in the morning with Kev, obviously. Hey, there we go. There we go. That's a good routine right there. Don't size to give you stress. That's right. That's right. You have to take every trade, and it's going to sound funny. You have to take every trade knowing that you're going to lose. So that if you do win, you make money, you're happy with it. But if you do lose, you were beyond prepared. You are prepared to take that loss so that when you take the wins, it's no problem. But on the other side of that, you're able to be patient. The 4-hour candle looks like... Oh my god, I'm not reading that out loud. Sooneth, come on now. Oh my... We just need like one more candle exactly like it next to it. Gar, I hate that, Kev. Yep, I hope you get what you want. Why? Wait, what did I say? What did I say? What do I want? Oh, that 45.25? It's coming. It's coming. We have 15 minutes before the New York session opens. Be patient. Don't rush. Don't force it. VIX is dropping like it's hot. VIX is at a key area. Take a look at this zone on the VIX. Area of support, support, support. Now it is support again. It was resistance when we were below it. Would want to see VIX hold support here. Now, VIX hold support moves to the upside. You guys know what happens to the ES and NQ. They move to the downside. Does that mean I'm just going to go short randomly right here? Absolutely not. I'm going to let VIX play out. VIX continues lower with strength, gives me confidence. Jump in some longs, right? That's what we want to look for. But right now, what I'm really patient for is that New York session open, hoping that when we get New York session open, all retail who isn't here for market in the morning, retail who doesn't give themselves the time for a pre-market prep, they come in, they jump on the charts right now, 15 minutes before New York session opens. They see this huge move, and they go, oh my God, we're so bullish. I have to go long right up here at the highs just for what to happen to them. Them to New York session open, gold gives us a pullback, then we get our entry, and then we're able to take it to those highs again. Hopefully that's the setup we get. Exactly. Yusuf, you get it. All the monkeys. The monkey brain's going, oh, look at that. Look at that. We're moving higher. And then it just drops. You want Kevin Dex? I do. Kevin Dex is pretty cool. Kevin Dex is pretty cool. But, you know, some people made a good argument that trading with Kev is OG at this point. So I'll probably just keep it trading with Kev. Guys, I was thinking of putting together a big, like, Kahoot game. I don't know if you guys know what Kahoot is. It's like an online game. You log in, you create a username. I'll do, like, 40 questions or something, all trading related. And we'll do, like, a giveaway during the Kahoot game. Whoever wins, like, top 3 winners or something. Fun trading knowledge, trivia game, along with the giveaway, engaging, all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. And this is something, an idea I've been floating around for a little while now. GC continuing. Again, now look at this. I mentioned earlier when we were pumping through over here. When we were pumping through over here, I said I'm not grabbing a random short. We have momentum. If anything, I'd be looking for longs, but I want to long the highs. And boom, talk about continuation. But with that being said, I said when we were over here, I wanted to see a breakout above this zone, consolidation, and then a move higher and or possibly a move back to this zone. Because what happens when we consolidate or slowly chop our way higher is look at our volume. Volume picks up. Low volume, high volume, imbalanced range. That's where we want to buy the lows, sell the highs. Would top three winners get one-on-one with Kev? Yeah, we could see. We'll see about that. Absolutely see about that for sure. Okay, let's see. Let's delete some of these drawings. The brush tools. I will say, and I'll throw the link in here too. I'll find that somewhere. But let's look at MRKT for a moment. See what's going on here. I will vote for Ask Kev every day. Oh yeah, Ask Kev, right? I wonder if that username is available. Ask Kev. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Trading with Kev is better for personal brand. That's much easier to recognize. All right, there we go. There we go. Another good argument for keeping it the same. Very good. Very good. That's why I ask you guys. You guys are family here. We're family here at Market in the Morning. Elsa, Tazi, Piyush, Yusuf, Luke, you guys don't know each other, but you come to Market in the Morning every day and you see that you're all messaging and you guys start talking back and forth with each other. You're networking, you're connecting, you're meeting leaders in the same space, getting the same idea. That is a beautiful thing because we're about support here. Yes, sometimes we call retail traders monkeys. Yes, sometimes Chief comes on and calls them things that are a lot worse. But you guys know my vibes. I'm all about helping you, giving some nice insights, sort of talking a bit nicer. But it's it, man. Kevinator, bro. Kevinator's like Terminator. For whatever reason, I heard Kevinator, and I instantly thought Regulators. I don't know if you guys know. It's an old song by Warren G. It's like Regulators, ballin'. Be Kevinator, ballin'. New volume imbalance here on GC, right up in this spot. It's right over here, fair value gap area. This has been a wild move, man. This is one of the biggest moves we've seen in gold on the intraday perspective since August 5th over here. But August 5th was, I believe, this was a news event day. Me and Nate's all got to regulate. There you go. Yeah, there you go. You guys get it? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sadiq, good morning. How are you? What is up, guys? What is up? Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. Awesome. What a move. Market's moving higher. We're staying patient. If you guys do want access to that supply demand indicator that I mentioned you see right here on the chart, you just go up to indicators and you look up Kev indicator and it's going to show up for you. All right, let's see. Landscapers are here, so I do apologize if you guys hear some noise in the background. What's good, Sadiq? How are you, man? How have you been? Hope you're doing good. Weighted index continuing higher. VIX continuing lower. Love this space. Honestly, is one of my I appreciate that. That's our goal. Give you guys a good space, but an educational space. Knowledge is power. I want to give you guys that power. Where are our equities? Let's take a look at our equities for a moment. I'm going to move you guys over to the right. Our equities are right over here. Now, what I want to do right off the bat before markets even open, because we do still have about 10 minutes before New York session opens, is I want to take a look at the daily time frame on our equities to see where are we trading relative to yesterday. Are we bullish on equities? Are we bearish on equities? Are they gapping up? Are they gapping down? Jennifer, you got it. There you go, Jen. Yes, sir. Regulators. No. You got it. We got to... have you got a trading Spotify playlist for trading? No, I do not. I have a playlist on Apple Music. That's about it. Meta had strong bearish momentum, so I would be careful that Meta's selling off. Google trying to find support but chopping, but at the bottom of its current daily range. Nvidia also pulling back. Nvidia was able to climb from 190 all the way to 227. That's a 20% move in a matter of 2 weeks. So a very nice move there on Nvidia. The question becomes on an asset like Nvidia is, are we able to break this recent high we had over here And if not, that means we're creating a lower high, which might be lining up to give us lower lows. It is gapped up above its previous day's close and almost above its previous day's high, which is a good sign for buyers. Apple looks like it's trying to hold steady. Microsoft had a bit of a pullback, but still had a very green move off of its earnings. So equities pretty, not too much 50-50 for the most part. They're trying to find support. I would say Meta is one of the very few that are showing weakness. Yo, Thomas, what's going on? Thomas, is it Thomas or Tomas? Let me know. Let me know. Gold analysis, I got you, brother. Tomas late to ask for signals. Hey, listen, Piyush, we gotta be nice. He's not yelling at me this time. There's no cap locks there. Yeah, the indicator's on TradingView already. I released it this morning. You guys go check that out. So gold analysis, Tomas, we were looking to, or Thomas, we were looking to see a pullback towards this area. So yesterday, this was a point where the gold consolidated and sold off from. So there were a lot of sell orders building up and building up that gave us the squeeze lower. That same area we blew through today, no problem. And look at the volume imbalance we have right here. So that volume imbalance is going to be my target for GC to go long. So I'd like to see a pullback towards this area right over here. So you see how we have steady volume, low volume, steady volume. That low volume, it's not low volume because there was no interest at that level. It's low volume because look at how fast price moved through that level. So any buy orders that were sitting in here and here and here that didn't get triggered because markets moved so quickly, their limit orders didn't trigger, guess what happens? Their orders are still sitting there. So when gold does pull back, if it pulls back, those orders get triggered, markets give us a reaction, we're trading with the trend, we're trading with momentum, and that could be a very nice trade today. Sweet. Awesome, guys. Awesome, guys. Any questions, let me know in the chat. Always happy to help break some questions down, break down markets as well. VIX continuing lower. Let's ask market some questions. You guys have any questions for Ask Market? Yeah, gold analysis, ask Elsa. Yo, absolutely, man. Elsa with that crazy almost 13-1 risk to reward today. Big kudos, Elsa. Guys, run the like button up. We hit 100 likes. I'm doing a 1 month giveaway of market. So hit 100 likes, guys. What are we waiting for? Okay, let's take a look at gold. If you guys want to look at any specific assets, please let me know too. We could ask market. Let's see. What do we want to ask market today, guys? Throw some questions out there. We'll do morning briefing. Kevin wants to look how Indian stock market is according to. Yo, Emir, do me a favor. Drop the ticker for the exact asset that you're looking for me to cover, and I got you. Nice. Yo, this is a cool. Run my morning briefing. Yeah, yo, that's cool, man. That's nice. It's funny. I've been using Ask Market. I've just been asking questions myself. Now it's actually giving us some like solid input. 5 minutes before New York session opens. Nifty 50. What's the ticker though? There should be a specific ticker for it, I would think. Or we could ask market. S&P 500 futures hold. Target 7,800. Where are we at right now? 7,800 is a ways to go. Oh, that's a ways to go, all right. That's all the way up here. My target on ES is going to be 77.65. Yes, Sans, good ear. That is a leaf blower sound. I do apologize. Windows are all shut. Unfortunately, I think they're wrapping up. We should be good. That's really funny. Good job. It's like a game. Like, what's that sound? Awesome, guys. Guys, run the like button if you haven't already. If you're here on Twitter, like it, comment something, repost it. Let's ask market about the Nifty 50. See what it says. Yo, guys, if you added Kev Indicator already, let me know if I don't have access to Nifty 50. What's the actual ticker for it? We could probably Google it, but you guys let me know. Bro, come visit India. No. No, possibly. We'll see. We'll see. We'll make a market trip. Indicator name is Kev Indicator. One word, play on words, Kev Indicator. I got you guys. Absolutely. Take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see. Gold chopping around. NASDAQ. Yes, man. Held at 77.40. That's fine, bro. That's fine with me. I ain't stressing. I ain't tripping. We wait for the next setup. Computer said no. Computer. Oh, you guys probably don't get that reference. It's like a social media reference. He wants to come here first. Gonna show him. Oh yeah, bro. That's it. I want to see the Strait of Hormuz. 100%. I'm gonna come down there. I'm gonna talk to everybody kindly and be like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Let's try to figure something out that benefits everybody." And then the phone will ring. We'll go, "No, you don't see Kev Indicator? Should be there. Kev Indicator. I'll I don't know if I have the link to it, so I'll pull up a link to it for you. Let's see. Yeah, you guys check that out right there. It doesn't have the volume profile. Everything went crazy. Everything went cray-cray. LOL was just checking. Yeah. Can't find it? Oh man, maybe you might need to close your trading view and reset. Like I literally launched it this morning before market in the morning with you guys. Like I launched it about an hour and a half ago. But check the link. I just sent a link in the comments. That should work. VIX is at that level again. I want to see VIX respond to the upside here. Give us a pullback on ES and NQ. I want these NASDAQ longs of 29,656. We have about a minute before New York session opens. I just want to double check that I'm not missing any zones or areas of interest on the ES or NQ. Right now we're looking at the NASDAQ. I'm really not seeing any supply zones on this move lower, which does give me the confidence that we're trying to move higher. The link is right above. It's commented like five comments above up there. I'll send it one more time. Had to refresh to find it. Okay, so that's probably it. Sent you an EU markup on IG. Oh, I got you, bro. I got you. Do you want me to pull it up? Yo, if you guys ever want to send me markups and you want me to cover it here on Market in the Morning, send it on our MRKT general chat right over here in Discord. I'm gonna send you guys the invite to that and we'll go over it. Whoa, what are we doing here? All right, let's see. Getting a drop here on NASDAQ right out the gate. Coming to that volume imbalance here. If we start to hold, I would consider a long. Okay, taking a light size because it's the area we've been waiting on. One of those trades where if it just stops out, we take the small paper cut, but it's a 4-to-1. So I'm comfortable taking a 4-to-1, getting stopped out, then taking a 4-to-1 on my next trade and making my money back. So in our 1-to-1, you need to record a vid on how to use this thing. Yo, absolutely, for sure. I got you. So I'm in a long on NASDAQ here. Just tapped into that entry point. Just being a little patient here. New York session did just open. In profit already. Love to see that. If this goes straight to TP, we're done for the day. I'm wrapping up Market in the Morning immediately. No, I'm just kidding, but we'll see. Yo, if we smash through TP immediately here, gives me confidence in these longs to hold. Would love to run for an 11-to-1. But 4-to-1's also good. Getting a bit of a wide spread here. I'm going to move my take profit higher, like my actual limit orders higher, so I could be a bit more patient on this. Beautiful, guys. Amazing entry so far on that NASDAQ long. Be patient. It's about 40 points in the money right now. I want to take a look at our equities. Equities are also bullish off the open, which is a good sign for NASDAQ. We want to take a look at the VIX. VIX is unfortunately consolidating, so I'd want to see VIX start moving lower from here. Weighted index struggling to break higher. It did break that purple level I was looking for. There we go, NASDAQ. Start rallying here. We break this high. If we break this high on this 5-minute time frame, that would be insane. That would be insane right there. But let's just see. Let's let it play out. Huge move right off the open. Even if you cut it here, you're looking at a 2-1. 3-1 is about at 27, but I'm looking for at least this 4-1 to hit. Boom shakalaka. Look at this. That low volume shelf held very well. Plus it was that broken supply zone from that Kev indicator too. Nice. I don't like that ES is showing a little bit more weakness, but NASDAQ strength is looking okay here. Let's see. Boom, new high in New York session right there. Bang, baby. Let's go, guys. W's in the chat right there. Absolute W's. Cut the show. That's a wrap. Bro, it's like no joke. No joke, bro. That's insane. I'm going to look to get out of like maybe 2 contracts near these highs. Give me one more run. I want to get out. First take profit's going to be around 57. New high a day over here. Pre-market high. Yo, listen, man, it could pull back and go hit stop loss. Markets could do whatever markets want to do. Amazon took a big hit to the downside. Microsoft's pumping. What are our weighted index doing? I really need to see that weighted index start pumping higher here. This is huge. Great entry so far. Could even move stop loss up a little bit here. So helping secure that, if it does somehow pull all the way back lower again, it's an even smaller loss. Minimize your loss, maximize your reward. That's our goal in trading. ES dumping, not a fan of that. It is at that broken supply though, so again, that's support on ES too. Bro, I'm getting alert after alert. You guys must be adding that indicator. Ooh, big pullback there. Let's see. 40 seconds left. Weighted index is struggling. I'm not a big fan of that. I need to see NVIDIA with some strength here. If NVIDIA fails to show any strength, I will most likely consider getting out of this trade. Apple close to new high of day. Microsoft did make new high of day. So technically everything made a new high of day. It's the first New York session candle, 5-minute, but just be patient here. See how it wants to play. Very choppy. Not a fan of how this is trying to close over here. Might keep stop loss near that 38 for now, in case we do want to wick around and tap that level one more time. So 36 for stop loss. Again, minimize stop, maximize reward. 15-minute time frame. See how that's looking. Yeah, would really want to see us hold. And if we fail, we fail. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Definitely trying to see sellers down here. Want to see this flip. If we get a flip, we're in for a nice trade. If we don't, we take a little scalp or we get out. Guys, smash the like button if you haven't already. Don't forget, if we hit 100 likes, any stream we hit 100 likes, we're going to do a Market AI giveaway. Yeah, look at this thing's coming to stop loss, bro. That is insane. I'm not out of it yet. Could still hold, but it either goes to stop or goes to take profit. Those are the only ways we exit a trade. It did not hit our take profit level of 29,757. So I'm still in it. This imbalance right here, right? We're ranging right here. So anybody that bought highs, they're getting stopped out on this pullback. We bought the low. We're not getting stopped out on a pullback unless it goes and hits our stop loss, which unfortunately it looks like it's about to do. That's crazy. Listen, bro, I'll take it. I'll take a small loss. I don't care. Ask me if I give a damn about a small loss. The answer is I don't. Still hasn't stopped out yet. Buyers are trying to hold it, but sellers do have some volume down here. I wouldn't be surprised if it stopped me out. Wouldn't be surprised if it held. Does look like it's a stop here. Whew, so close. It's going to hit it. It's going to hit it. Stops are at 34 right now. Wow, we held it for now. One more drop lower and I'm out of this trade, though. These sellers mean business. Nvidia's dumping. We're going to get stopped out. Bro, it's going to stop. There it is. All right, there it is. Small stop, small paper cut. Bro, that thing was like 10 points away up here. That's fine, bro. We're chilling. We're waiting. ES still has that 77.28. What do? We move on to our next trade setup. We don't force anything. We don't go, oh, it stopped me out. Let me re-enter now. No, it stopped you out for a reason. Wait. VIX was at that level, moving higher. It happens. Sorry to leave right here. It's exciting, but it's time for bed. Yo, take care, Elsa. Have a great rest of your day. Luke got in and got it on the way down to. Yo, Luke, let's go, bro. Let's go, man. Good job. Well done. I know, hindsight's always going to be 2020, right? I shoulda, woulda, coulda taken it for the quick scalp right off the open, but I really liked that momentum we had in this New York set in the pre-market to try to continue. Passive buyers sitting at 29,600 on NQ. I'm going to mark that out with a price level so we can keep an eye on that. See how we want to react towards that area. ES still has that low volume shelf. I was looking for 77.28 on the ES, and that also lines up. Look at that. That lines up with the VWAP right now. So that's a good spot to be keeping an eye on the S&P for possible support. Staying patient, staying with the right bias, not switching bias just because we got stopped out. Waiting for ES. Waiting for something to give. Microsoft new high a day. Meta with some bullish strength. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Here comes that 29,600, about 16 points away on MNQ. Let's see. Can you check gold? Absolutely. Gold, New York session opened. It did give us a bit of a wick lower of a pullback. It did not pull back towards. I'm looking for 44.62 on GC. That would be around, what is that? Around 44.06 on XAU. Here comes 29,600 on NASDAQ. Yes, also trying to move a little lower here. Again, retail bought it open. We bought it open on a dip, moved in our favor. Then what happened is it ended up ripping back lower. Took our setup. All we can do, guys, is take your trade setups. You want to be as consistent as you can be with your trade setups if you know that it does have a good churn in terms of it showing consistency, showing results, and losses are smaller than wins. Like this trade we took, I got stopped out for negative 124. I was floating 300 plus profit. I'll go do it again and make my money back on the next trade. I'm not stressing. You guys should never stress over trades. ES. What's ES doing? Boom, there's that NASDAQ drop. Look at that 5 minute. That 5 minute is not suggesting that we're going to randomly go bullish here. So I would be a little careful. Possible continuation on NQ to the downside. So I would be very, very careful here. Again, a lot of retail thinking, oh, we're bullish. Overnight session just started pumping during the from 8:30 to 9. Why did we pump? I have to buy it at open. And then what happens? Bang. Gold pulling back. We'll add a few more alerts on gold just so we're aware of it. NQ was using that 29,600 as support. Now it looks like it's trying to use that 29,600 as resistance. Let's see. We're at VWAP. Don't short this here. We're at support. We're at resistance. Rocking a hard place market. Be patient. Patience is key in any type of market conditions. Bullish, ranging, anything. Trending, whatever. what's it called? Nvidia looks like it's getting ready to dump here. I'd be a little patient, but it does look like the shorts are getting ready to sort of stampede for a quick little move lower on NASDAQ. Would like to see NASDAQ try to get back towards that previous week low key level. Nice drop. Give this a drop on NQ. Beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe one more dump here with weakness in equities. NVIDIA somewhat trying to hold. ES not at that level yet too, so I would like to see another drop on NASDAQ. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go. Give me a little scalp here, and I will get out into some strength. Not bad. So again, being able to read markets, being able to dictate, being able to tell everything, read the markets, read what's in front of you. Don't force anything. If I just got stopped out of longs, I'm not going to keep buying and buying and buying. I'm going to read markets, say, okay, why did it stop me out of longs? Did it push strong? Did it wick it and then continue? What was the reason behind the stop loss? What was the reason behind the take profit? There has to be reason behind everything in the market because markets are uncontrollable by us, but what we do is controllable. Do you pay attention to London lows and Asia lows? So I do keep an eye on pre-market highs and lows. So I don't really label them as Asia low, London low, this low, that low. If it's a major low, like this low over here, 29,427, or this high over here, well, the high for pre-market would be 29,759. Those are the levels I do want to look for. So I do look for pre-market highs and lows. Yes, sir. Absolutely. NASDAQ's just like, it's cool, guys. I'm just going to chop around a little bit here. Don't mind me. I'd look to see if NQ wants to try to create some higher highs off of this recent low that we created here on the 1 minute. If we could break this and close above it, that's also us closing back above that 29,600 level. There's the break. So this might be a nice little retest if we come back to 29,600 on the 5 minute. I'd want to see this 5 minute close above though. So just, again, sitting on hands, waiting for the setup. Markets just opened. It's 9:43. It's been 13 minutes. There are 6.5 hours in the New York session. Why would you think you have to take a trade in the first minute? Unless you see the setup, which we did have on NASDAQ. Unfortunately, it stopped out. You don't take a trade. That's it. That's it. Let's see. We could see if we have any headlines, gold holding higher, any market news. Let's see our news feed. India rate panel signals impending hikes. So again, something to note. Now, this doesn't move our markets right now, right? But it's just something to recognize that like most countries are considering hikes, right? So that tells me the economy, the global economy, is hitting a bit of a wall, right? It's a bit of a standstill. I've got 29,504 and 29,430 marked out on NASDAQ. Let's see, 29,504. That's probably this one down over here. Or no, this is the 430. Okay, cool. And what was your other one? 29,504. 504. Oh, right over here. Cool. Those are some good levels. I'd almost consider longs off this on NQ. Just need to see us back above 28. There we go. There it is. Nice. NVIDIA trying to move higher. Hopefully that gives us some support here too. Just a lot of weakness, a lot of uncertainty. Apple moving low. Apple moving higher. Microsoft's trying to move lower. So is Amazon. Got to get NVIDIA's trying to move higher but struggling. Yeah, be patient, guys. Leave these markets alone right now. Very choppy, failing to find direction. 15-minute time frame just closed to, and it closed a lot more bearish than bullish. $30-minute closes in about 14 minutes, so that could also be rejecting higher. But do we really want to be front running a 30-minute time frame when it's got 15 minutes left? And the answer to that should always be No. Keep retesting off the 600 level. Look at this. I'd be patient. I'd be super patient at this point. I'm going to be patient at this point. I said 15-minute closed very bearish. I don't want to go long off of that. But if this 15-minute does close bullish, that leads our 30-minute to close more bullish. So take a look. Our value area high level, I want to see us close above that value area high. That's going to give me confidence in these NASDAQ longs. ES holding support right now. ES has a bit more significant strength than the NASDAQ. That's just something to be aware of. Apple new high of day. That's a nice sign for buyers. But what's happening here, man? We're struggling. Gotta go. Alex, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, everyone. One love, Yusuf. Have a great day. Everybody smash that like button. Have some fun. Learn something. It's all about education. Look at gold. Aren't we glad we're staying out of gold, too? Very range bound here. Leaving these markets alone, waiting for something to further develop, come to one of our areas of interest that we are waiting on. Where is my Kev indicator? Should be showing some type of zone. No, we got nothing over here. No, we really don't have anything. We have supply up here. We don't have much demand below us. So I'd be a little careful. But if there's no areas of interest, I don't know, man. Really just going to be one of those days where we let markets play out, let them cool down. We had that huge move in the pre-market. We could completely evaporate that move and then stay range bound the rest of the day. Remember, it's still a no news week. Yeah, there it goes. Bye-bye. See you later. Straight down. CVD just dropped. NVIDIA just dropped. Apple rejected new high of day. Google did not make new low of day. Do you trade your own bucks or props? If props, which ones? Good question. I trade my own bucks and props. So I'm a huge fan of using props as a sense of lower risk because, you know, if it's $80 for a prop, $50 for a prop, $120 for a prop, and I blow it, I'm not blowing $2,000 in my own capital. I'm blowing that prop, right? I will, though, trade my own capital if I get on a win streak, right? And I see, okay, I'm killing it lately. Instead of trading the prop, I want to be able to pay myself immediately. I'm going to trade my own account, take it from there. So it's important that we're able to weigh these different things. Wow, look at this sell-off, man. What in the world? Talk about evaporating that move. Insane. Who hit the sell button? Did Kramer just say we should buy right now? Maybe is that what just happened? Now we're going to go all the way up. Guys, aren't you glad you didn't take that 15-minute long? Gold also giving us a pullback. NVIDIA is just dumping. Leave it alone, ladies and gentlemen. Be happy to be here. Learn something, earn something. Ideally, I'll use my payouts to funnel into my personal. Yeah, so that's the goal too, right? Take those payouts, put it right into your personal. That's a great thing too. In terms of paying yourself, though, when it comes to trading, it is much easier to trade your own personal account because you can withdraw whenever you want. Props usually have some type of rules or it takes a little while. In terms of which ones I use, Apex has been a good one. I traded with Apex for years. I'm like one of their first, I think it was like first, what's my number with them? Like first 7,000 users with them. So Apex Trader funding is okay. Tradeify is pretty solid too. Tradeify is probably like my go-to recommendation at this point. Trading. I'm going to drop the code for Tradeify for you guys. So it's Tradeify. Use code Trading Pioneers. That's my discount code. So I do appreciate it if you use it. But they're much more consistent and much better with the payouts than Apex is. So it's a really pros and cons thing, right? Apex has direct deposit, but like ACH. But sometimes it takes a week or two for it to actually go through and process. Whereas, what's it called? Tradeify uses like Wise and Plain. So you have to make another account with them, but they do pay like same day. So, take with that what you must. Tradeify is more expensive than Apex. I think Tradeify 50K account, it's like $80 with that discount code. If you're new to them, though, you get 40% off, which I do think makes it even a bit more cheap. So take a look at that, check that out. Look at this drop, man. I cannot believe this. And hey guys, this is a great example today of why we respect our stop loss. Imagine I took this stop loss right over here. So we had that bottom tick entry, it moved in profit, and then it came back, stopped us out. Imagine we were like, oh, let's move it down a little bit. Oh, maybe I should move it to here. We'd just be taking a bigger loss, and then markets continued anyways. I said, nope, took the loss. I took a scalp short. Obviously could have held. This is insane, but I didn't. Am I upset about it? Absolutely not. Am I going to do anything different? Not really. There's nothing more to change. We did just sweep that pre-market low. Look at that. Look at that BMO. That was crazy, brother. We'll call you king. Call you king. What is happening? Bro, what's happening is somebody's manipulating the shit out of the markets. That would be my guess. We have 8 minutes for the 30 minutes to close. We have 8 minutes for the hourly to close. We have 8 minutes for the 4-hour time frame to close. This volatility could kick in right now for a reversal. That's all I'm saying. We'd need to see volume though. I'd consider longs in this area. Value area low, pre-market low, liquidity sweep. We talk about liquidity levels. This could be a possible. I say possible because anything's possible, but is it a probable setup is always the question too. Let's see. What are we looking at here? Staying patient. As long as we don't break this low again, longs are in play. We break that low, we're out of here. I'm going to the bathroom and grabbing a bite. Back in an hour. Take care, brother. We'll probably be gone by then. We wrap these up around 10:30. All right, I'm going to give this another small go on some longs here on NASDAQ with stops around do 36. Because what I'm looking for at this point is I'm looking for that 15 to start rallying. It's the last 6 minutes on the 15. It's the last 6 minutes on the 30. It's the last 6 minutes on the hourly. I know that at this point, we usually get a lot of volatility and could possibly be a reversal. We swept pre-market lows. We hit that value area low too. So we do have a few things lining up with it, but we did just have very strong momentum to the downside. So we do want to be pretty careful. If you don't see a trade setup, you don't take it. Just because I'm saying I'm trying a trade here doesn't mean you guys have to try it too. Just remember that. If you have your own analysis, you do your own due diligence, and you're like, why is he going long over here on a pullback? This is a pullback. We're going to continue lower. Then don't take the long position. I don't know what to tell you. We need to get above 40. I'm sorry, 90. 29,490. If we don't get above 29,490, probably are going to continue lower. Let's see. Got to see this 5-minute try to close green too would also give me some confidence. If it just starts dumping here for the last 20 seconds, probably going to look to just exit on out. But I would like to see us close back green and range back higher, but that momentum was absolutely insane. Nvidia still trying to move lower. Apple is flying right now. Apple, Meta, and Google are flying right now, while Nvidia is struggling trying to move lower. So I really want to see these equities give us more of a push to the upside here. But unfortunately, that weakness, not ideal. Keep an eye on that 15-minute. We need to get all the way back to 29,530 in this candle. That's another 70 points away from where we are right now. Is it possible? Yes, it is, because look at these recent 5-minute candles, right? If you ever want to know if something's possible, just measure the recent moves. 138 points. So yeah, 70 points, that is definitely doable. Nice move up. Got to get Nvidia back on track. Apple holding. Meta trying to hold bullish. Microsoft trying to hold bullish. Nice. There we go. Beautiful. Quick little move there. NASDAQ just killed both buyers, and that's what I'm saying, bro. It just killed those buyers like crazy. That's when I want to know, okay, if there's pain in the market, there's gain in the market. I want them to feel pain so I could feel gain. Now it's going to do the same thing. Now it's going to dump. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll see. We'll see. We don't know. So I took it off the lows, and if we fail, I just get stopped out near the lows. That's it. Why would I try to force anything else? It unfortunately does look like it's trying to fail the lows, but we did break some recent lower highs. So I want to try to see that we hold 29,456. That is below, that's right where my entry was. So it's still an ideal area. I'm staying long, I'm staying bullish, and I'm staying patient. But if we do start dumping, then I'm fine with taking a paper cut. Remember, your trades should be paper cuts if they're losses, and your winners should be much larger than your losses. Always, always. Let's take a look at where the VIX is. VIX is trying to move lower. Weighted index needs to start pumping higher. That's going to help buyers on the NASDAQ. ES holding up. ES, look at that. ES did come back to this 1 hour zone and it's holding too. So we have ES at support. We have NASDAQ at support, sweeping a pre-market low. Got to get this weighted index ticker to start pumping higher to give us momentum on NASDAQ. Without that, then yes, unfortunately, we might even chop around down here. But I like that we swept that low. I like that we tried to reverse. We only have 3 minutes left in the 5 minute. We really need to see some bullish momentum take us to new highs on this 5 minute to help give me confirmation of this trade. If that happens, then I can move my stop loss up, make it either a break-even trade or a no-lose trade, and from that point, be very patient with our next execution. And if it doesn't happen, guess what? We take a stop loss, we wait for the next trade setup. I can't emphasize enough, you have to be prepared to take a win or a loss. You just have to be prepared for that trade to end. Let's see. Kevin Decatur. Bro, I love that name. I wonder how many people are using it now. I got a lot of alerts for it. Got to see us above 29,525 with strength. Right now, look at that's a low volume area right here. We did wick above it, which is a good sign. Shows me buyers are trying to step in with strength. Minute 48 left here. I mentioned that we were looking for the 15-minute and 30-minute candle to push higher. Well, I need us back above this 29,530 area on NASDAQ. And look at that. We're trying to fail yet again. 30-minute is much more bullish on ES than it is on NQ. So really just a matter of being patient. Minute 30 is plenty of time for NASDAQ to do whatever it wants. Boom, weighted index starting to push higher. Does give me a little bit of confidence there. Confidence doesn't mean it's a sure thing. Remember that. Confidence just means we're seeing something that is giving us confluence with the trade that we're taking. Guys, if you haven't already, man, smash that like button, run it up. I want to hit 100 likes in these streams. 50 is our new normal. I want to hit 100 likes easy on these streams. If we start doing that, we're going to do 1 month giveaways every time we hit 100 likes. So share it with some friends. Make sure you join every day and like it immediately. Unfortunately, we do have a low volume area, like I mentioned, on NASDAQ at this 29,520 to 29,565. So if we do stay bearish, NASDAQ does have more significant weakness than the ES does. So it could be an area that we try to reject back lower. Technically it's a fair value gap right here too on the 5 minute as well. So at this point, again, 30 seconds left. I'm waiting to see how this 5 minute closes. I'm waiting to see how the 15 minute closes, the hourly closes. All these time frames close in 25 seconds. And unfortunately, with that timing, it does seem like we are sort of running out of time to hit those levels we're looking for. Nvidia trying to hold up, rest of the equity struggling a bit right here. Weighted index still trying to move higher too. 7 seconds left here, and we are not getting that 15-minute close. I mean, we got a rejection. We did close back outside of the orb to the downside though, so I am definitely lacking in some confidence on this. I'll probably look to get out of, I'm just in a few micros right now. I'll probably look to get out of one near highs to lock in profit, and then break even on the last contract if we do get that. These sellers mean business though, man, unfortunately. Moving stop to 40, to 38, 41. Does look like we're trying to move back lower on NASDAQ. Be careful, be patient. If you're not in the longs, I would definitely recommend probably staying out of it right now, because it does look like sellers are trying their best to take control of the NASDAQ right here. Nvidia pushing lower. Weighted index has been trying to move higher, but it's been in a rejection point. Some volume coming in here at these lows, so if we do take another dive to the downside, we most likely will be headed to new low of day on NASDAQ. If we hold this area, this is our value area low right here. That's a volume analysis level. Hopefully we can just trade back within this range. Target value area high, 29,634. If we fail, we just get stopped out near 29,430. Nice little 6-1. Again, looking for those high probability, looking for those good risk reward trade setups. If we take 2 losses, we make it back on the third. We take 3 losses, we make it back on the fourth. Yeah, NASDAQ definitely showing some weakness. Apple pumping, Amazon pumping, Meta, Microsoft pump, pump, pump. Definitely, its equities are trying their best to hold higher, but NASDAQ is struggling to find that continuation. Be patient, be careful, don't stop out in the middle of nowhere. Follow your rules, follow your setup. VIX is moving lower, which is a nice confirmation for longs, but I just can't emphasize enough how much weaker the NASDAQ is compared to the ES. NVIDIA also trying to push lower here, seeing some weakness in NQ, probably going to dive towards even what is that, 30 to 50, 30 to 50, 29,430 to 29,450 on NASDAQ is a bit of a low volume shelf. So we could keep our stop loss near that 30. Waiting on NASDAQ to change. Buyers are struggling to bring us higher. Weighted index is pumping, which again is a good sign for buyers. VIX is moving lower, which is a good sign for buyers. It's just chopping around, right? Markets are grabbing that liquidity right now. I can't emphasize enough, though, that 15-minute, even that hourly closed very bearish. So I'm not a big fan of just trading it off and seeing a higher time frame suggest a different trend. Even the 4-hour just closed right there. And that's a bit more significantly bearish. So we're going to keep our stop loss in place. We're going to let it play out. We took it off the sweep of the lows. If it just dumps again, we take our loss and we look for a new setup. Minute 37 left. This is also going to give us some insight into how we close. If the 5-minute close is more bearish, then we know sellers are taking control again. If it closes more bullish, we know buyers are still in play. I'd love to see how you use your indicator. How many likes? Now we are at 51 likes, guys. Keep it coming. Appreciate you all. So how I use the indicator, same way I use supply and demand, where it's demand to the downside, supply to the upside. Broken zones work as the opposite. So like if we have, we do have a big negative delta down here. I'd like to see that imbalance get flipped and fail, but it does feel like we're heading towards 36 on NASDAQ. So indicator-wise, we aren't near any demand right now. So right now we're using this pre-market low as our area that we reversed from. Now we're still somewhat trying to hold. How do you like that? I'll probably get out of one contract near 29,523 if we get back up there. 20 seconds left though. If this flips green here for the last 20 seconds, that would be massive for the buyers because that would show all these people that were trying to sell this entire 5-minute candle just got crushed and they're underwater. They're in a losing position. Weighted index moving higher, which does show me more strength in our top 5 equities of the ES and NQ. Just need to see that follow through on the NASDAQ. 4 seconds left. Sellers are struggling. Buyers are struggling. Really not a safe zone for either trades right here. So like I said, I'll probably look to get out of a contract near 523, and then I'll hold the last contract to either stop loss or full TP. NVIDIA trying to hold, which is a good sign. Apple pushing higher. Guys, have you taken any trades today? Let me know. Are you green? Are you red? What's going on with you guys today? Let me know. Let me know. Nas trying to crush those sellers. Trying to crush buyers and sellers left and right. I do like that area that we rejected from. I'm in MNQ long. Nice. Come on, give us a quick little 20-point spurt to the upside here. We'll get out of a contract, and then we'll probably call it a day. It is 10:06, ladies and gentlemen. 10:06. Nvidia starting to pump. That's a great sign for NASDAQ. Just got to see some follow through here. We took it off value area low, took it off liquidity sweep low, and took the fundamentals for the buys. I will say we're at that fair value gap area, that low volume shelf. I am considering getting out of just one to minimize my risk on this trade. So we'll see if we get one more move to the upside. I will get out of a contract. Fortunately, it does look like it. Here come some sellers again trying to step in. Nvidia just took a hit to the downside too. Inconsistent price action does not call for a consistent move. We're rejecting this blue zone to the downside. So again, it does seem like sellers are trying their best to hold. Putting stop loss to 29,440. 29,440. That is right up here. Right up here. So not really giving it too much room to breathe because I know we're choppy. We might even sweep into that 440 and then try to reverse. Might give it a little more room there. But just be patient, man. It's a weird price action, weird day. And we know that we have been choppy lately. So we don't want to be the trader that forces 40 trades into chop and then finally calls it a day. We want to take what we have, take what we can, and take it from there. Here's that drop. My stop loss is at 36 at the moment. I think I want to put it to 23. We'll keep it around 36 for now. If it stops out 36, I'll look for a possible re-entry off reaction to 23. But right now we're just chopping around here. Got stopped, called it a day. There you go. Hey, good job, Kelly Green on the day. Good for you. Good for you. Got to see markets hold back above 29,466 on NASDAQ. If we don't get back above there, then yes, it does seem like sellers are getting ready to give us a quick, clean move to the downside. I have to go with, absolutely. Piyush, have a great rest of your day, homie. Appreciate you for always being here and engaging and dropping some comments. Gold continuing. Gold did not give us the pullback area we were looking for. NASDAQ again trying to get back above that 66 area that I had mentioned, but struggling every time it hits it. This is our new point of control. This is our point of control right here. This is where the most volume has been traded on the NASDAQ. So whenever we're at point of control or near areas of heavy volume, expect chop. It's just, regardless, it's without say. Yeah, here comes possible stop loss here. Stop for myself is at 40. There it is. There it is. It's funny. I'd still rather be long than short off of this range. But to jump in again, to take a stop loss again, is that really something that is in our playbook? Is that really something that we can take with confidence or we could repeat? And if the answer is no, you can't repeat what you're looking for, then the answer to taking that trade should also be no. Sellers trying to step in. Nvidia new low of day. Be patient here. Fundamentals are still leaning a bit more bullish. ES, NQ. Wow, what a pullback. What a sweep of those pre-market lows. Sellers are nasty, man. Yeah, I'd look to possibly get out for profit. If you guys are still in the longs, I'd look to get out into some profit. I would not look to try to hold this. Sellers mean business right here. That higher time frame is a nice clear sign of those sellers holding control right now, at least on the NASDAQ. Not so much ES. ES has more relative strength so far today. Nvidia trying to dive lower again. Yep. Thus brings the NASDAQ lower. $23 sort of becomes that line in the sand on NASDAQ where if we break below 23, we're most likely going to see some continuation. So be careful, be patient, see how we react. We're hitting that pre-market low level again over here, but we did make new low of day on NASDAQ. Yep, here it comes. There comes some selling pressure. Nvidia dumping. Don't sell the lows. Unfortunately, you just can't do that. Can't do that because it's going to be going against the overall bias, against the trend. There's another drop, new low of day on NASDAQ. Glad we respected our stop loss. It's what we do as traders. It's what we have control over. All right, let's see. NASDAQ, next area of interest I have on NQ. Let's take a look at NASDAQ on a higher time frame here. See if there's anything significant. There's really nothing until this next price level all the way down here at 29,241. 29,241. Nvidia dumping. Got to get the rest of the equities to the downside. We're probably going to see a clean trend to the downside on NASDAQ. Without that, then it might just be chop. We wanted to see 241, a move towards the 241. We have significant selling volume down here. CVD's dropping with pressure. Equities, look at this, bro. This is crazy. Crazy move. Under pressure. Do, 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 do. Sugar, sugar. Let markets do their thing. Let markets do their thing. Maybe we pull back. Maybe we reject. This is our new low of day on NASDAQ here. We can try to look to see if we pull back a bit and then take a short, but be very patient. Be very careful. This is not a market we'd really want to be forcing trades in. Nvidia is now at a support area, so we want to be a little careful on that end too. But we do have a lot of selling at these lows, which tells me sellers are accepting price at lower levels. It is 10.13 right now. See how we want to play out here. Nvidia dropping. It's a great sign for the shorts. Just got to see some follow through on NASDAQ here. If you go short, maybe 29,420 as stop loss right over here. See if we have momentum, but I'd be careful chasing anything down here, guys. We're selling lows at that point, or we're buying lows when we know we have been making new low of day. So whatever you do, you want to have a proper risk management. You want to have a proper stop loss. You don't really want to be chasing either. Wait for that next setup. Markets will give us another setup, guys. If you think markets won't give you another setup, you're probably chasing and you should not be doing that. Nvidia is dumping even lower here, and yet NASDAQ's trying to pull back again. Apple pushing higher, Microsoft new high of day. What's our weighted index chart doing? Rejecting, that's great. Hopefully it helps bring NASDAQ lower here. Give us a nice clean dump on NQ. Big seller stepping in right there as well. Getting absorbed right now. So buyers are trying their best to hold price. Take a look at that. Be careful. But sellers also, as we know by now, sellers have had a very nice hold. Sellers are trying to break it lower. Nvidia dumping, Apple pushing higher. Rest of the equities are trying to reject, which is a nice sign. 5 minutes about to close a bit more bearish here, which is great. Look for some continuation trades. Nice. Nvidia dumping away. Another drop lower on Nvidia. Hopefully this next 5 opens and just gives us a drop. Some continuation would be great. Be patient. Don't force. If you see a setup, take it. If you don't see a setup, you don't take it. Equities still, some of them trying to hold, some of them trying to fail. Very 50-50 markets at this point. Not something that you can take with confidence right now. Weighted index has been trying to hold to the buy side. I want to see these sellers step in and give us continuation, but ES is at support, NASDAQ is at resistance. It's so much overhead on both sides, where some find support, some finds resistance. Again, NASDAQ trying to hold here. Then what happens when we try to hold? We try to fold. What happens when we try to fold? We try to hold. 50-50 markets. Leave them alone. Obviously, we'd rather go short on NASDAQ showing it's got more significant weakness, but ES showing more significant strength. But ES also hasn't made new high of day. So it's really nothing convincing to be like, oh, we should definitely short NASDAQ here. Like, there's none of that right now. None of it. Let's see. I'll let you guys know if I take anything. This is just some crappy markets. This is a crap shot market. 15-minute was closing more bearish. We saw that. Only trade we could have possibly taken was this short up here. Fortunately, we did miss that. It is what it is. We got to take it for what it is and say it is what it is and move on to our next trade. Nvidia trying to hold, but then it tries to fail. Amazon trying to fail. Apple new high of day. Microsoft new high of day. Google made a new high of day, but did give us a rejection candle. There's another pop higher on NASDAQ. Again, imagine shorting lows at 382, and then it pops up 100 points in your face. $240 left on the 5-minute here. Could be creating a nice upper wick, but I wouldn't short this right now blindly. NASDAQ has more relative weakness. VIX is trying to move lower. Weighted index trying to move higher. Got to get Nvidia back to the downside here to help support NQ shorts. If we get that, I'll let you guys know, but we're not getting that yet. Nvidia's trying to hold, if anything, right now, so I'd be very careful, be very patient. Sellers are trying to step in. I'd like to see this longer upper wick form on the 5-minute here on NASDAQ, but as we see, it is struggling. Guys, what time is it? It's 10:18. 10:18. Kev, what are your rules for trading? How many trades, losses, wins? Great question. There we go, guys. Yeah, any questions? Let me know in the chat for sure. So let's see. So rules, I try to limit myself to like 3 trades a day. First 2 trades are regular size. If I take 2 losses, the third trade has to be half size, right? Because that way I can limit how much that loss per day is. What else? So there's that. Wins. Profit. So I like to try to aim for at least like a 4R on green days or higher. So 4 risk. So if I'm risking 1 to make 4 or even 5 to 1 is great too, because what we're doing and then at that point is, let's say I do take those 2 losses and then I take a third loss. And so my losing days are 2.5R, whereas my winning days are 4, right? So it overdoes those losing days. I think I answered that question very, very quickly. Thought it was going to be a more in-depth question. It was a good question. I just thought it would have more of an answer, but it did not. ES doing its thing, man. ES and NASDAQ rocking a hard place all week. All week, bro. Nvidia getting weak again. NASDAQ has more of a chance of making new low of day than new high of day. Remember that. But right now, matter of being patient. We did have some passive buyers down here that we swept through, broke back above, and now we just retested them to try to hold. But I gotta sneeze. You ever feel it needs to sneeze? I've been waiting on that 30-minute. 30-minute still needs to give us a reversal in order for us to actually reverse. The 30-minute on ES looks really good right here. Nice rejection candle, price trying to move higher. Just need to now see this current 30-minute on NASDAQ close higher and push higher too. As long as we stay above 29,400, I do think buyers are able to try to step back in here. 29,400 is right over here. waiting. No A plus setup. It's just a bunch of chop. We had the shorts on NASDAQ. It's weird. It was this zone right here. We were in a long from the low, moved in our favor, chopped around, unfortunately failed. Could have possibly got out and taken the shorts on this retest right here. Did not forcing anything at this point. Just waiting, acknowledging how markets are reacting, and taking that knowledge and putting it into tomorrow's session where I'm saying now, okay, well, guess what? Taking a look at both charts, ES has been barcoding, NASDAQ has been chopping, but it's actually been giving us some stronger impulse moves to the downside. So going forward, I know that I'm going to be looking for those NASDAQ shorts over ES anything, right? So be patient, let markets play out, learn from what the markets are doing today so you're a better trader tomorrow. Gold continuing, Nvidia struggling. Oh, yes. Something real quick, guys, about the indicator. Real quick, if you guys are still here and you're using it. You have to right click on the price scale and do scale price chart only. I'm glad Elsa just shot me a DM about that. So I'm going to write that down real quick. Discord. And guys, my DMs are always open for you guys. We're family here at Market in the Morning. All right. Cool, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 10:23. We usually wrap these shows up around 10:30. These market conditions are absolutely doggo today. So what do we want to do? We want to wrap it up early. We want to go enjoy the rest of our day. We want to go rest. We want to go grab a coffee, do whatever it is that we do for fun. Go for a walk, walk the dog, walk the cat, walk yourself. But guys, have a great rest of your day. That first NASDAQ trade was so nice at first. It unfortunately missed that take profit. Stopped out. Took a small scalp short over here. Other than that, there really wasn't anything too significant. We tried this long one more time over here. That stopped out. Since then, whole lot of chop. Leave it alone. But guys, if you're using that Kev indicator, right click on the price scale. Scale price chart only. If you don't, it's going to look like this. You want to do price chart only. We're going to right click the price levels on the right side and click scale price chart only. Awesome. Guys, thank you, Deidre. I appreciate you. Everybody, have a great rest of your day. I will see you all back here tomorrow. Markets have been all over the place. This week has been really a strong no news week and a strong crappy price action day. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you all for being here. Take care, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.